Hello everyone. Gonna put together a pro division guide for the Football Fever tournament. This is my account that I'm gonna play an expert with, but for the most part I'll try to play with pro level clubs in this guide. For hole number 1, probably gonna go with a Titan. We'll need a Titan just for the distance for the second shot. It's a long shot in pretty much every division. Man, should be able to go with quarterback again on the drive. Same thing as rookie division. Basically, the main thing you're looking for here on hole number 1 is to put yourself in good position on the fairway and give yourself a decent shot for the green. Make sure I have Guardian on. Because if you leave yourself too short on the drive, you can really put yourself in a bad position for the second shot and make it really hard for yourself to get on the green. So that's mainly the goal of using the quarterback here, is to put the ball in a good spot. It's basically the same thing here as rookie division. We're looking to put the ball somewhere up here where the blue crosshairs are. That'll be a good position for our second shot. I'm going to go ahead and aim, I think right about here, my 5th ring on the edge of the rough. And we'll use full curl on the quarterback. And we'll see how that looks. I think that'll be pretty decent. Should give us a pretty decent Guardian shot up to the green on our second shot. Basically going for the same thing on this guide as rookie division. I think if you can shoot 12 under every single time, 12 under every 9, and shoot 24 under for the whole round, I think that's a pretty solid score. If you can get 1 or 2 more and get to 25 or 26 under, I think that'll probably put you in a pretty good position to win quite a few brackets. Our opponent here, he went with extra mile. It's just hard to get high up on that hill with the extra mile just because it doesn't have much curl. So as you can see with the quarterback, we were able to put ourselves in a pretty decent position. We are near max club, so we'll play it at about 1.2 per ring for a total of 6 rings. And I think I like that landing zone right about there. So we'll go 6 rings from there. There's our 6 rings. And see if we can't put this one close. Not too bad. I don't know if that would have gone in if we would have hit perfect ball or not, but pretty decent on our adjustment there. Like I said, this is my account that I will be playing expert on this week, so I won't be qualifying, so I'll start forfeiting once Brian takes his shot here. Get lucky. That's a pretty good shot right there. Didn't have the best drive, but recovered pretty well. Go ahead and move on to hole 2 here. It's going to be a pretty long par 3 for the pro division. I think we can get away with using sniper though, so I prefer going with the sniper on shots like this just because the ball guide's a little bit better, gives you a little bit better idea of where the ball's going. So hopefully we'll have enough distance on a sniper 9 to get all the way to the hole. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to set up my ball guide probably about 1 to 1.5 of the green grids to the right of the hole and a little bit long to compensate for the wind. And then I'll do my adjustment from there, which will probably be, using a Titan, probably be about 6 rings maybe on a sniper. That's a pretty well executed shot right there. So there's max club, so we'll bring it down probably about right here. And like I said, I'm going to aim just a little bit long, a little bit to the right, about a grid and a half. And then from there, I'll probably going to adjust a little bit of an over adjustment since this shot's downhill. So I'll go ahead and go 6 full rings. And we'll see if we can't get this one pretty close. Great ball again. That's not going to help our cause, but not a bad shot. Looks like we need to aim the ball guide a little bit longer, a little bit farther past the hole. When you're hitting into the wind like that, it really compresses your ball guide, so just need to make that adjustment next round. Go ahead and move on to hole number 3. I was able to get away with quarterback in the rookie division. I think we're probably going to have to go with the extra mile in the pro division. I'll stick with the sniper. I think we can maybe get pretty aggressive on this second shot. I think I've seen a couple videos of people playing the rough bump up near the greens, so if I hit a pretty decent drive, I'll give that a shot as well. The main reason, I have a Thor's Hammer 4 on this account, but the main reason I'm sticking with extra mile is I don't think many people playing the pro division are going to have a Thor's Hammer up to level 4, so I want to try to put this guide together with a little bit more realistic clubs of what most people in pro will be playing with. I think in pro you'll see a lot of extra mile 6s, so really all my extra mile 7 is going to give me is a little more accuracy and a little more curl, but that's a really good shot right there. See if we can't put ours somewhere pretty close to there. I'm gonna try to not overpower this at all if I can. So we'll go right there. And then this extra mile 7 is about 3 per ring, or 2 per ring, so I'm gonna go 3 rings over to about right here. And perfect ball is going to be crucial, so we'll see if we can't get a perfect ball here. There we go. It's coming a little close to those trees. Hopefully we can get past them. So, may need to adjust a little bit more than 3 rings next time around, but we got away with it on that one. So I'd like to do the rough bump right here. Hopefully we're not in between clubs like our opponent is. We'll see if he can get the rough bump off or not. But you want to go with about 2 to 3 backspin on the rough bump shot. And probably, if I was guessing, maybe 2 left spin as well to offset that 7-mile-an-hour wind. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, so there's minimum sniper. So we're actually pretty close to max sniper. So like I said, I think we want to aim a little bit left of the hole, so I'm going a full left spin and 3 back spin. And then from here, I'm still going to adjust pretty close to minimum club. Maybe closer to mid club, so I'm going to adjust about 5 rings. And we'll see where this puts us. Perfect ball, this should be pretty close, I think. Yeah, maybe just need to adjust another half ring or so. So, not a bad shot though. This is going to be one of your better opportunities on the opening and weekend rounds to get an extra shot. Like I said, I think 25, 26 under will win a lot of brackets on the weekend round in pro. So, if you can really get this rough bump dialed in, be a decent chance to make an albatross. Unfortunately, the replay we were playing against wasn't able to make the eagle, so that means his opponent didn't make the eagle either, because you'll only face a replay that tied in its matchup. So it seems like at least a few people aren't making an eagle on this hole, so this is definitely a hole where you can make up 1, maybe 2 strokes on other people. So definitely one that you want to get dialed in pretty well. Hole 4, I believe we're going back-to-back par 5s. This will be the one from Vineyard Acres, I think. So I'm going to do a rough bump shot on this one. I'm hoping to keep it back in backbone range, but if I get a little too close, I don't mind using the Hornet as well. So either way, along with hole 3, this will be a great opportunity to make an albatross. So see if we can't get pretty close. So we're gonna want to go with our max side spin, and I'm probably gonna plate it about. I'm gonna go about 2.5 on the top spin. Like I said, two per ring here, so I'm going to put about between the 3rd and the 4th ring out in the middle of the fairway. And we'll put some curl on it as well. And with extra mile, you really want to hit perfect ball. Looks like we didn't quite put enough top spin on, but we should still be in long iron range from there to go with the rough bump shot. We used 2.5 on the top spin, so maybe bump that up to 3. But as you can see, we're still getting pretty close to that left side over there, so maybe better to even put on a katana like Brendan's doing here. Keep yourself a little bit farther right in the fairway, stay away from the rough on the right side. This should be a pretty good shot, I would think. Yep, that right there is where you want to be. Okay, so we're actually in sniper range, which isn't bad. Pretty close to minimum sniper. So I'm going to set up a little bit to the right of the hole to account for the momentum of the wind moving the ball. And then I'm going to play right on 5 rings for a minimum club adjustment. And we'll see how that looks. See if we can't get pretty close. Oh, and we got it. 2 for 2 today. Got it on the rookie division and got it on the pro division, so seems like this hole definitely gives you a pretty decent chance at albatross if you can make it over to the second fairway, and keyword there being in the fairway. So we'll see if Brendan can't give us another look at a different type of shot. He's going to go with the backspin shot here, which if you aim about where he's aiming, you do have the ability to backspin it in the hole, but looks like he's going to go with the rough bump as well now. And that's the one thing you got to be careful of, because if you don't make it all the way up there, you're going to roll back down into the rough. So that's one thing you don't want. So you definitely want to use a long iron or a wood that has a good ball guide on the rough bump, so you can see exactly where the ball is going to end up at. And then you need to be pretty precise on your adjustment as well. So unfortunate for Brendan, but who knows, he may have made that chip. So hole number 5, it's going to be a par 3. I believe the Sakura Hills par 3. So we'll go with the backspin shot here with the Guardian. I'm going to use a navigator. I believe the wind is blowing left to right, so we won't need that much side spin. The wind will help us move the ball a little bit to the right as well, so we'll see if we can't get away with a navigator on this shot. Looks like we will. So as you can see on my setup, I want to kind of put it right here, right in the middle, where you can see I have 3 rings on either side. Pretty safe shot. And I want to go as much backspin as I can. And as you can see, I'm aimed just a little bit past the hole, so I'm going to take off a little bit of backspin. I want to be a little bit more past the hole because I'm going to curl it a little bit. As for my ring adjustment, I'm going to go right at 5 rings because I'm somewhere in mid-club. Like I said, I'm going to curl it just a little bit to help the ball over, and that great ball is not going to help. So hitting the great ball there, I didn't hit high enough up on the slope as I'd like to, so I stayed a little bit farther left than I'd hoped. But if you have a Guardian 7, I think a Navigator's probably going to be a pretty perfect ball to use for that shot. I think our opponent's going to play the same shot, so hopefully he can execute it a little bit better. Looks like he's aiming for a little bit different spot though. Looks like he's actually going to land on the green. Oh, wow. So, there you have it. There's another way to play it. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use that hill up there above the pin to bring the ball back down like that, but definitely gives you a good look at making a hole-in-one on this hole. So hole number 6, I'm going to go back to the quarterback here. I believe I've seen a couple videos indicating that using a quarterback and a Titan is good enough to get you over. This is just a very precise drive, so you wanna make sure that you can land in the fairway on this shot. It's pretty important. I will go sniper as well. I think most likely if I hit a decent drive though, I probably will be in iron range, so I've got the backbone on in case that's the case. So going with max topspin and max overpower. As you can see, I kind of want to aim for right here. As you can see, once we get the additional wind help, we'll definitely clear the bunker. So I'm going to try to go 7 rings over from here. So that's about 5, 6, 7. Did hit perfect ball, so we'll see. Hopefully we can stay short of the rough up top. I don't think with max topspin we'll be in too much danger. So yeah, quarterback 9 with a Titan ball and max topspin, you pretty much can't reach the rough up there unless you go left. So that should give us actually a pretty good angle on the second shot too, so maybe we can get pretty aggressive on the second shot. It's also a nice drive by our opponent. Not quite as good of an angle as I'd hoped. So let's see how aggressive we can get. So if I put the ball here, about even with the hole, we're towards mid club or min club, so I'm gonna only play about maybe 5.5 rings here, which is all we can play because we are at min club. And I'm going to put a pretty decent amount of curl on this too and see if we can't get over pretty close to the hole. Not too bad, so it's pretty unlikely that you make an eagle on this hole, but playing it that way you can at least give yourself a chance, which is all you can really ask for on some holes. As you can see, if you hit your tee shot a little bit farther to the right, you will be in long iron range, which would probably make that shot a little bit easier instead of playing it at minimum distance sniper range. That's also a really good shot, so there's 2 pretty good ways to play that hole right there. Take a birdie on this one all day, every day. So we will forfeit because I think we're getting pretty close to qualifying, which I don't want to do. Let me make sure. Oh, no, we're not in any danger at all. So have to make a 10 under to qualify. So that was hole 6. So hole 7. Hole 7 is going to be the Hollywood par 3. So I think we'll go with sniper there and a navigator. I think a navigator is going to be a really good ball on these last 2 par 3s because you're going to want a little bit of side spin, but not too much. So in the pro division, the wind is going right to the left. So in general, on a hole like this, you don't really want to fight against the wind. So the way Ware is playing this hole is probably the same way I'll play it. You want to use the wind to your advantage and let the wind sort of guide the ball over to the hole for you. Let the wind do the work instead of trying to put a massive amount of curl on your club and try to fight against the wind. So that's a pretty well executed shot right there. See if we can't do the same. So our minimum club is right here, maximum club's up here, so we're going to be pretty close to min club. This looks like a pretty decent landing area as far as consistency in the bounce. So I do want to aim a little bit short and a little bit right of the hole. So I'm gonna try that right there. We'll see how that works. And then from here, I'm just gonna adjust 5 rings. So just up to the edge of the rough right there. Other than that, no curl, no nothing special. Do get perfect ball, so see if we can't get one pretty close. Coming in a little bit hot there. I think we got a little bit different bounce than I was hoping for, so. But either way, we put enough backspin on it that we gave ourselves a pretty easy birdie putt, so pretty safe way to play that hole. The one way I didn't play that hole was bouncing it over the bunker. I mentioned this in the rookie guide as well. That's a more risky shot just because you bring the fringe glitch into play. You can do it, especially if you're needing an eagle. It's definitely a good way for you to get an eagle. It's probably the only way to make a hole-in-one, or it gives you your best chance to make a hole-in-one, but I just don't like taking the risk of the fringe glitch or misadjusting and putting it in the bunker, so I like taking the safe shot on that hole and walking away with my birdie. Hole number 8, this is going to be the hardest hole. I don't want to use the extra mile just because the accuracy is so bad on it, but it's the only club that I have in pro level that's gonna reach the second fairway. And I believe even if we do land in the rough, I think we'll still have a chance to get to the green. So that's kind of why I'm going to be playing this way. So the important thing there was that he did hit the fairway on the first bounce and got that extra distance. So I think he can reach the green. But as you can see on this hole, hitting perfect ball really is at a premium, because if you don't get your perfect ball, as you can see the width of my bullseye right here, like I maybe can hit one great ball to the left or one great ball to the right, but that's about it, honestly. Any more than that and I will be in trouble. So at 2 per ring, I'm gonna adjust right at about 2.5 rings here. And then, like I said, gotta really focus on perfect ball right here. Really important. And luckily we did get it, so hopefully we'll land in the fairway. And as you can see right there, I put on full right spin with no top spin, no back spin. Sort of just let it run up that hill. If you can land right there, it's kind of perfect long iron range. You can put quite a bit of backspin on it and get pretty aggressive. This is a really hard hole, but if you hit a good drive, you can give yourself a pretty decent chance at an eagle. So, but like I said, you really got to hit perfect ball on that drive. And as you can see, since our opponent did hit the fairway on his first shot, or I guess where he landed was on the fairway, and then his ball rolled into the rough. But by getting that extra distance, he was still able to make the green. So I think we're right at mid-club, so I'm going to play this. I'll go about three rings away from the rough. Maybe 2 rings away from the rough. Go ahead and put on about 2.5 backspin. I'm going to play this about 1.4 per ring, so I'll go ahead and play 5 rings. Didn't want that great ball, so probably not going to make this one, but still not a bad opportunity, at least. Like I said, this is the hardest hole in the course. Take a birdie every day. Every single day. So, we're on to hole 9 now. I will be sticking with the Titan ball. Will be going to a big dog for the second shot, and I will be using a quarterback as my driver. The goal here, you really just want to get your drive as far up as you can in the first fairway. I don't think many people are going to have berserker balls and apocalypses and stuff like that to get over to the second fairway, so we're going to play a strategic layup shot so that we can give ourselves a really good shot at getting to the green in 2. And I say that, and here's a guy with Thor's Hammer 5 and a turbo ball. So, this should be fun to watch at least. I think he's going to land pretty far up there, so he'll actually have a pretty decent shot to get over to that second fairway. Perfect ball. I think this will be pretty decent. Oh, close. If he had an apocalypse and could get a little bit more curl on it, I think he would have been alright. Maybe could have even taken off a little bit of topspin, but still not bad. I think he'll be able to do pretty decent with that. So I'm going to try 2 topspin like I did this morning. Kind of see how that runs out. Maybe go 1.5. And then from there, really what I'm looking at is making sure that I have 6 rings up here. So if I go right there, I'm good. 6 rings, which is about where I'll land with the wind. And then since the wind is helping so much, I'm not going to go full curl. I'm going to go pretty full, but not quite full. Do get perfect ball there, so hopefully, I'm hoping we can get pretty far up at the edge of that fairway. I think that's a little bit better than I did in the rookie division, so maybe we won't have quite as much tree trouble on the second shot. The one thing you got to be careful of is if you look just to the right of where his ball guide is, there is some trees. So you can't really put any curl on this shot to try to curl it back towards the hole. You just kind of gotta play it with spin. So it may take you out of a chance for an albatross, but it's much better to be on the fringe chipping for eagle than it is in the rough chipping for eagle. So this guy is using curl. I think he's gonna hit the tree. Nope. That was a well played shot. It's a little bit of luck, I think. So, we'll see if we have tree trouble. Just a little bit. So, not ideal. I'll probably play sort of the same shot I played this morning. Max backspin. And go ahead and just take it out a little bit to the left here. Keep ourselves out of trouble. At about 2 or 2.5 a ring, I'll play about 2.5 rings, and as you can see, I will need to curl it around the trees, putting us even farther away from the hole. Do get perfect ball though, so hopefully we'll sit and land on the fringe somewhere. Oh, get off the green. So, that should be alright. So our opponent does get the eagle. I think that's kind of a waste of a turbo ball, but if it gets results, that's all that really matters. So my Inbringer 2 is 1.6 per ring at max club. So 1.6 there, it's about half club, so that's 3.2 per ring. So that's going to be about 6.4 per ring. So I'm really just going to need to adjust a little bit over 1 ring for this. So we'll call that a little bit over 1 ring. Let's see if we can't get our perfect ball and end this round off right. That'll work. So, as you can see right there, we were able to go eagle, albatross, eagle on the 3 par 3s for what would have been a round of 13 under, so not too bad there. Go ahead and forfeit out of this shootout. Go back to the scorecard real quick. So as you can see, the only 3 holes we completed there was the 3 par 5s when we went eagle, albatross, and eagle on those. Hole number 3, you can see from the rough bump shot, I was just a little bit off of the albatross on that hole. I think hole 5, you have a pretty decent shot at a hole-in-one, and I think that's about it, really. So I mean, I think there's 3 holes where you can gain a stroke, so I think really 25, 26 under is where you want to be in this weekend round. I hope you guys find this guide useful. I think I used on the par 4s and 5s, I think I used extra mile 3 times, and I think I used quarterback 3 times, so I played it safe where I could, and I had to get aggressive where I had to, so but I hope that you guys find that this is an easy way to get your minus 12s, get your minus 24s for the weekend rounds. So yeah, I hope you found this guide useful, and good luck on your rounds.